everybody. This is Clayton Youngberg with AndroidAuthority.com, your #1 source for all things Android. Today we're taking a look at the CyanogenMod 10.1 custom ROM. I'm actually running this custom ROM on my Samsung Galaxy S3. I have the Verizon variant, and I want to show you guys a lot of the cool features that are packed in. Many of you guys may know this is Android 4.2, at least based on the source code, and it remains pretty close to AOSP Android, with a few minor tweaks that a lot of people are going to enjoy. Let's go ahead and check them out. Okay, here it is, folks. I am running the most recent nightly build of the CyanogenMod 10.1 ROM. As you can see, the date of filming is Monday, January 7th. I believe I'm running the January 6th nightly build. And for those of you that don't know, nightly builds are in fact updated versions of ROMs that come out every day. So the developers will go in every day and tweak bugs, make some changes that people request, and try and release those daily for people who are crack flashers, such as myself. You just got to flash the most current ROM, have the latest operating system, basically satisfy your Android needs. So let's waste no time getting into the features of this custom ROM. As you can see here, we are on our lock screen. We have a nice minimalist clock design up here, and then our battery status. We can access our notifications from the lock screen, as usual. And then the cool thing about Android 4.2 is we can actually slide left or right to other lock screen widgets. This is a brand new implementation in Android 4.2 that other custom ROMs and other Android operating systems have not seen. As you can see here, we can slide all the way over and we can add widgets right from the lock screen. We don't even have to go into the settings menu or anything like that to do it. And we have our options of calendar, Chronos, which is our little clock weather calendar sort of mashup. We have our digital clock, Gmail, Google+, messaging, the sound search, and the torch. Anything you'd want. To add one of these, you just simply click, and it will bring it up on that screen once you go there. And we have unlimited numbers of screens, so we can actually continue doing that. And from any screen, we can simply drag up from the bottom, bring up our lock screen icon, and unlock the phone. Anyways, there's a lot of convenient things you can do here, such as swiping directly to the camera, which in fact is the Android 4.2 camera. Seems to be on the front facing right now, so I'm just going to give a shout out to all you fans. We'll go ahead and go back. Okay, so anyways, guys, here from the home screen, after we unlock this bad boy, we can go ahead and check out our settings menu. That's where we're going to find all of our tweaks and stuff, all the great stuff packed into Android 4.2. But anyways, here, as far as the status bar goes, we have expandable notifications, if they warrant that. The voicemail, of course, doesn't, and long pressing will bring up the app info. It'll do the same on any other app that's not expandable. And then we have our clock, date, and a new settings menu up here. It has a brand new interactive design. Pretty cool. Of course, you have your user profile here. And with Android 4.2, we can actually have multiple user profiles on tablets. And this is not a feature of CyanogenMod 10.1 for the phones just yet. But anyways, we have our contact information here. We can click that, go to our Google Plus profile. Of course, this is my phone, so it brings up my face, my Google Plus picture, excuse me. And then we have our brightness options. Of course, we have auto brightness, and we can also configure our brightness in the slider there. This is our access to the rest of our settings. We have our Wi-Fi settings, our network settings, of course, some battery status. We've got our torch, Bluetooth, airplane mode. Of course, I've customized this. We can actually further customize this and add more, which I'll get into later. But we have some nice interactive sort of little graphics that go on when we click the buttons. As you see, I got connected to my network now, and we have some nice lights and little notifications to let us know we made it all right. Let's go ahead and click our settings there. Our usual settings menu appears. We have our Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage settings, and more. Now, there was some problems with the network compatibility in the earlier builds of Android 4.2 for the Samsung Galaxy S3, but the CM team has basically eliminated those. Anyways, we have our internet interface tweaks, under the launcher. We're going to find home screen, drawer, dock, and general settings. Under home screen, we can choose our grid size, number of home screen, enable persistent search bar, resize any widget. If you guys are familiar with CyanogenMod at all, these are just the basic tweaks that you have. Drawer settings as well. We have our orientation, transition effects, all that good stuff. Dock, general settings as well. Then we have our lock screen settings, where of course we can add widgets from here, choose our button actions, our slider shortcuts. We can configure a custom slider despite having the widgets, and choose our screen security. Then we have our CyanogenMod theme picker, which I do not have any custom themes installed, but of course you can do that and theme your phone up like a bad A. You can go to the system settings here. We have status bar settings. That's where we can show our clock, AM, PM style. I like the small, as you can see there. Unlike other previous builds of CyanogenMod, there's no option to bring the clock into the middle just yet, but I'm sure we'll see that. We can choose our display notifications and our signal and battery icon styles. Then we have our quick settings panel, and our quick settings are actually located right up here. And these are all configurable. We can go ahead and check that out. We have the quick pull down options, auto close panel after we choose a tile, and then we can actually choose which tiles we want, where we can go ahead and add one. And we have all these different options such as NFC, torch, Wi-Fi, screen timeout, basically anything you used to be able to put in the status bar of previous builds of Android. Then we have our screen modes, our alarm clock, all that great stuff. We have our power menu options, where if we hold the power button here, we have our different configurable options for that. Clock widget, where we can change the Chronos, which is on the lock screen. And then we have our notification light and hardware key light options. Under the system settings here, we don't have any performance settings as of yet, which is a little bit, you know, of a turn off for those of you who want to overclock your phone, but I'm sure that is coming. Anyways, we have our Profiles Manager. We have advanced settings for the Galaxy S3, including the color calibration and the sound tweaks that are usually included in CyanogenMod. Of course, we have our accounts, but we'll go down to About Phone, and you guys can see that we are running Android 4.2.1 Jelly Bean. And there is a little bit of a screen update flickering in some of the applications I've ran into, which is often a problem, but it's basically the only problem I've ran into with the CyanogenMod 10.1 ROM for my Galaxy S3. We have this screen flickering and stuff, but I can live with it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there can as well. We have our CyanogenMod update tracker. As you can see, there is a build for the 7th, and I'm running the 6th, but that would probably only address some bug fixes and whatnot. And we can simply click here to download, and we can click on the phone icon to install those. Go ahead and go back. Whoops. As you guys can see, I've sort of tweaked my phone a little bit. We can add 5 rows of icons now, and then we can resize any widget that we want and make everything look nice and ridiculous. But, you know, you can make a really nice setup phone, a really well set up phone with a CyanogenMod 10.1. Plus, you have all the features of Android 4.2. Now, another great feature in Android 4.2 is, of course, the brand new gallery and camera options, where we have Photosphere and all of our other awesome camera options. We can go ahead and flip back to our front-facing orientation. As you can see, the updates are just a little bit slow on this because it's not quite optimized for the Galaxy S3. I remember running the Galaxy Note 2 camera APK on my Galaxy S3. And in fact, we have a video here on Android Authority that will show you guys how to use Photosphere and get you acquainted with the new user interface. But anyways, we'll do a quick tour here. We have our panorama, video, and camera modes, and then our settings is accessed by clicking this little circle here in our extended settings there. We can choose our burst mode, and then of course create the Photosphere panoramas that we all love, which are pretty freaking awesome. Then we have our new gallery as well, where we can view those and all that great stuff. So all you Galaxy S3 lovers out there, go ahead and tell us if you're going to flash this ROM or if you're going to wait till more ROMs, and maybe your favorite ROMs, such as AOKP or the Synergy ROM, are going to come out with Android 4.2 builds. But for now, CyanogenMod is basically the leader of the pack with Android 4.2 implementation across the board to all the Android devices out there. I know I'm really glad that this came to the Verizon Samsung Galaxy S3 because I just love having the most recent Android operating system. Anyways, guys, if you've got one, go ahead and install it, try it out, tell us how you think it runs, and, you know, leave the developers some feedback as well. Thanks, guys. This is Clayton Youngberg with AndroidAuthority.com. Have a great day.